The Fantasy Footballers Studio is sponsored by Walmart. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in. The Fantasy Footballers Podcast, Wednesday, October 29th. I thought you had a Dodgers shirt on, Mike.
It does look like it does.
It does.
That would have been a problem.
It's not. It's a no-effect shirt.
They're in the World Series, right? And that's actually happening?
Yeah, the World Series is going on right now.
Look at my knowledge. Look at
Who's the other team?
Oh, man. It's not the Marlins.
I didn't know who it was until yesterday.
I know the Marlins were close.
And
you guys don't know who's in the World Series?
No, I do now.
Okay.
I also know it's 2-2.
Yes, it's 2-2.
All right, yeah. I'm so knowledgeable about baseball.
What is this other mystery team?
The Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Name some of their top players historically.
Historically?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bo Namath.
Bo Namath. Okay. We're good. We're not a baseball show. We are a football show, and we got a busy one today. Thursday night preview, backup options.
I think there's probably like 3 or 4 franchises in Major League Baseball that I could name any player from any time. Like
that you're
Yankees,
saying there's only a few that you could name a player.
that I could name a player. And almost all of the historical players I could name were from the Yankees.
Roy Halladay, Mike.
Roy Halladay, yeah, and he passed, right? He had I thought he had a tragic passing.
You know, I
yeah,
think you're right, but if you're wrong, it's even funnier.
No, he had a well, it's not funny. The man had a tragic passing, but I know him because he was back when I actually played baseball video games. He was in there. He had I think a circle change that was just so
dominant.
nasty.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a good time.
Yep. Well, there's your baseball segment.
Yep.
NFL news to catch you up on as well.
I have a problem.
Okay,
guys.
we know.
I have a problem in one of our leagues. Our League of Shadows that we play with Rich Eisen. I did not bid enough. I'm looking at the waivers that just went through. I did not bid enough for Tyrone Tracy. I was the second highest bid. I did not bid enough for Kareem Hunt. I was the second highest bid.
Yeah.
But my running backs this week are currently Omarion Hampton, Quinshon Judkins,
Bye.
Saquon Barkley.
Bye.
Sweatshirt.
So I have to start
so that's
2.
your problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Looks like I will be starting Emmanuel Wilson and Samaje Perine.
I would still
Can't get better than that.
I would start the best of my bye week players.
Yeah. They
have
genuinely might score.
They have the
more
best
points.
chance of scoring this week.
We have Puke Nukem still in the lead for the Megalo Bowl. I think
Wow.
that's 2 weeks in a row.
Impressive.
On Wednesday, we check in with the 20,000 plus of you in the Megalo Bowl. Puke Nukem in the lead. Smokey the Bear still in second. Unless that wasn't updated. I think there's a chance.
There is a
there's
chance.
There's no way those two
I'm on it.
were still in the lead. So you're going to have to tell me.
There's a chance someone didn't do their job.
I want to know who to yell at.
The leader
Hold on, we
right
gotta
now
see if it's correct.
is Puke Nukem.
And the second place team?
Smokey the Bear.
Someone did their job.
They're
Hey,
doing their job.
We're so good at
2
work.
weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Good work. Good,
Unbelievable.
Good job, everybody.
Man,
Good work, Brooks.
I really wanted to bury someone. Over on X, you can follow us at the FF Ballers. Jason is at JasonFFL. Mike at FF Hitman. I'm at Andy Holloway if you want to follow us. Individually, we have backup options to kick off today's show.
Backup options presented by Progressive Insurance.
Waiver wire went through this morning.
It did, which we do have terrible news about our chopped league.
Oh man.
The person with Brock Bowers, a.k.a. The Ring, a.k.a. 7 days until you get chopped, was second to last.
They were going in. They
One
were projected
Xavier Worthy
to lose.
touchdown away from losing and getting
Man.
chopped with Bowers, but that curse is currently 14
On
days.
hiatus.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
happening next week.
The most dropped players on Sleeper over the last 24 hours, obviously Kirk Cousins. We know why. Joe Flacco.
This one,
yeah.
I was talking to Jason because we have this segment every week. I think it's very helpful. You don't always get the waiver guys you want. People dropping Joe Flacco is insanity to me.
I know why, though.
I understand that he's hurt.
No, that's not it.
Okay, please enlighten me.
This happened because there were 6 teams on bye with quarterbacks people had. Flacco was the pickup for the 1 week, and they're going back to their staple at quarterback. Now, you're saying you should roster 2 quarterbacks. I don't know if that's the case in every one of these situations.
I think in most situations it is the case. What we have seen from Flacco in his 3 games are 2 great games, 1 good game, and the last time he was a starter in 2023, he had nothing but good games. So there's kind of he's at least someone that you should be holding.
I don't think that's the case if you have Lamar Jackson. I don't think that's the case.
That's fine. But, I mean, if you're looking
at that would have been one of the situations that maybe he was a fill-in for.
Let's go to the bye weeks. Kyler, give me Flacco. Jared Goff, give me Flacco. Trevor Lawrence, I'll take Flacco. Gino
was already on.
Please don't mention his name.
I'm going through the quarterbacks who were actually on bye. Stafford, I mean, I think it's Flacco. Maybe there's going to be weeks.
I think the Jaden and the Lamar managers were the ones filling in a lot. But I agree with you. Like Joe is but he's hurt now.
Yeah, he will be back.
Which compounds the issue of rostering multiple quarterbacks. Like, I don't.
And, I get sometimes you need a spot, but it's like dropping him to a potential opponent. Just because of the AC, because of the shoulder, we got the report that he is day to day, I think it was.
Yeah.
With the AC joint. I would not be dropping Joe Flacco.
People dropped Kyle Monangai, which I don't understand because he's getting over 50% of snaps.
Yeah.
People dropped Bashard Smith, which, again, you have an injury now to – did you guys mention this on the show?
We did. We found out right afterwards.
MCL issue for Isaiah Pacheco, which will –
week to week.
I mean, it looked like Kareem Hunt was done. And then he scores twice last week.
Like a bad penny.
And now just keeps coming back.
So I'll just jump in.
They honestly need to trade for somebody.
They're the number one team. There are rumors.
For who? Brees
just
or somebody
of them trading for the running back, but I'll jump in here. My backup option is Bashard Smith. If people dropped him, that's now a big whoopsie with the Isaiah Pacheco injury. We don't know if Pacheco will miss time for sure, but when someone is classified week to week, you have to imagine it's at least one, if not multiple weeks. And
it's an MCL. He's not going to play this
right.
week.
And then the split between Kareem Hunt and Smith. We don't know how it's going to shake out. I mean, Kareem Hunt, I think, is still the more valuable of the two. However, like Bashard Smith, he has juice. We've seen Jerick McKinnon have dominance on a small amount of touches for the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. So I think that if he got dropped, he should be picked up.
I'll hop in then. Mine is one of the 3 most dropped players. It's a defense. It's the Indianapolis Colts.
That's a lot of players to be dropped.
Yeah, I don't understand why the Colts are getting dropped across many, many leagues. This is a team that has I mean, they're playing good ball in all 3 phases of the game, but in our scoring in the league of record, they're the number 3 defense right now. They're scoring a lot, and the way that they're scoring matters. I realize the other team's going to have to go for it on 4th, catch up. Maybe they end up giving up a lot more yards, a lot more points, but they are getting after the quarterback. I'm looking at the last few weeks since week 3, 4 sacks, 3 sacks, 4 sacks, 2 sacks, 3 sacks, 4 sacks. They're getting it done every week, and then they're going on the road to Pittsburgh. The Steelers' offense is not some juggernaut that I'm afraid of, and then they're at home against Atlanta. So look at your leagues. They are getting dropped everywhere. I don't really understand why. Pick them up.
When you have a defense, when you have an offense that is scoring the way that the Indianapolis Colts do, which they currently have the most points per drive of any NFL team since 2000, the way that things are going right now for them, that turns into a negative game script, it can be a positive for your defense. If you know that the other team has to throw, that's when it's much easier to get a quarterback sack.
Pin your ears back and go.
That's when interceptions happen. That's when interceptions for touchdowns happen. So I'm with you. I think the Colts should be picked back up.
I think you're going to see Cleveland hit tons of waiver wires because they're going into the bye week, and that's another defense that's a high-scoring defense that you could stash away. I got a gross one.
Yeah, you do. Oh.
But this is the game of football. I mean, yeah, double nasty. Nick Chubb.
Ooh, so I didn't know who you were going with, but if I may look for a button, there you go.
Okay.
That's a
triple nasty.
Disgusting.
I mean, it is something you need to pay attention to because you can be disgusting and gross, but you're talking about who you're starting this week in a bye week situation.
I would love to have Nick Chubb.
And by the way, I got him in one of our leagues, and you were bidding behind me. He had 17 carries. When this team is playing at home or they're playing ahead, Nick Chubb is their guy. There's no comment about Joe Mixon ever coming back. He's not running well, but 17 carries.
He's running.
He's running. He's actually outpacing Woody Marks in yards per carry, in rush success rate, in forced missed tackle rate. You look at last week, that game script in particular, if they are ahead, they're at home 3 of the next 4 weeks. Do you know that they're once again against Denver?
Yeah, we talked
favored
about it.
at home.
Yeah.
They are a tremendous defense. There are a lot of game scripts that happen for this team where they get it going. I mean, Nico comes back. They're at home. Their defense gets cooking against Denver. We know Denver's offense randomly turns off. 17 carries is 17 carries. That's all I'm going to say about that because nobody wants him on the roster. But you could go out there and you can play what? Like a Manungai or a Tajay Spears, Brashad Smith. If I have that many guaranteed touches, something good can happen, and it has happened for Chubb this year. He's had games where he's been productive from a fantasy perspective. He's been a top 20 running back 2 times. I mean, this was the most opportunities he's had on a season. I don't want to ignore that.
Sure. I found a funny stat here that I had not realized because Woody Marks had a great game. His the counterpart here for the Houston Texans, rookie Woody Marks, who scored 13 points in a half-point scoring format. Good enough for running back 19 on the week. Solid. But the funny stat is he had 4 catches, including a monster 50-yard reception.
Woody Marks?
Yeah.
I saw that play.
Yeah. Do you know his final receiving line?
It's got to be sub 50.
4 for 49.
With a 50-yard reception?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
that just tickles me when that stuff
it's not going to be
happens.
easy to predict either of them ever being productive, but I don't think a player that can get 19 opportunities should sit on a waiver wire. That's all.
That's
I
fair.
can agree with that, even though it's disgusting.
Yes, it can be gross. All right, that was Backup Options, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Let's talk some news.
News and notes from around the league, presented by Progressive Insurance.
We talked about Joe Flacco dealing with an AC joint sprain. It leaves his status up in the air for this week's game against the Bears.
This is usually one of those injuries you can take a shot, go out there and play through it.
Yeah, it does. It was the first time since the trade, though, where you do have that momentary panic with, like, Chase and Higgins. It's like, oh, my gosh, what would happen if their hero went down and didn't play? Like,
it's
an AC joint sprain is 1 sack. I mean, it's 1 sack.
That's true. And
you come down on the shoulder and you're out of the game.
It's a very fragile situation, but if you have any Cincinnati Bengals skill player, you better be lighting prayer candles that Joe Flacco plays.
It is a fragile situation.
Because guess who's back if he's gone?
Browning.
Yeah.
That's how you say it.
Yes.
Browning.
That's how they call him up, too.
Hey, Browning, get in here.
Oh, man.
And take off your blindfold. Isaiah Pacheco considered week to week with a sprained MCL. We just talked through the implications there. Dan Quinn said Jaden Daniels will practice on Wednesday. He looked like a happy guy on the sideline of that game. There's a lot of optimism he'll be back for my matchup against Al Borland. The Falcons, some updates from head coach Raheem Morris. Michael Penix, he feels really good about Penix coming back. Says Michael's in the building and in meetings. We'll see how he does in the walkthrough. Yeah, they'd like to
not have Kirk
Can you
Cousins
fail
out
at the
there.
walkthrough?
I guess
Can you limp through a walkthrough?
Yeah, when you got a bum leg or foot, whatever it is, I don't remember.
Drake London expected to practice this week. That'd be good.
Yeah, we like that.
George Pickens and the Cowboys have not engaged in contract extension talks of any kind.
Of course not.
Yeah.
What do you? This is Jerry Jones. If anything, if George Pickens gets re-signed to the Dallas Cowboys, it will be way too late and cost them way more than it should.
Yeah, if you're the agent for George Pickens, you're not even remotely considering an extension. I want that market.
I actually think it's pretty likely he's gone.
Yes, the mark exactly. He is going to make so much money. The way he's playing this year and wide receiver needy teams, he'll top the market.
It does seem that way.
Trying to pull up the wide receivers who are free agents right now. So you got Evans, Kirk, Debo, Jacoby. Trying to scroll to see if there's anyone.
It's George Pickens.
Close to noteworthy as Pickens, but doesn't seem so.
Okay. Deontay Johnson, the free agent himself, the eternally free agent Deontay Johnson visiting the Giants. And then full practices for Lamar Jackson. He'll be back on Thursday.
Giants got to be super desperate.
Yeah, that's we'll see.
I mean, you got to. I know coaches are competitors, but they're buddies. They all know each other. They're in a fraternity.
And he's played for all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
they gotta be like, dude, you don't want that.
You don't
want none of that.
You can call 3 of your buddies and be like, hey, what happened with Deontay? And they're going to tell you, and you're going to not want to sign him.
Yeah, it's the Arrested Development bit.
Which maybe it'll work for us.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah.
It never works. But maybe it'll work for us.
Yeah, no, I doubt he sees the light of day over there. Because once he visits a team, that's when they get to know him.
Yeah.
That was News and Notes, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions. We'll take a break. We'll hit the Thursday night preview.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. And right now on Prize Picks, you can get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You like Josh Allen this week? How much? More on passing yards, more on rush yards, more on touchdowns? Well, you can do that, but only on Prize Picks. And now they have a new feed tab where you can go follow your friends. You can directly copy their lineups in one click. Maybe you want to follow along with us on the Footballers or just someone whose picks you like. You can do that on Prize Picks. We've been having so much fun this season in our head-to-head battles here on the Footballers. And you know what I really like is making the beginning of the game really interesting. Like this past week, I had Javonte Williams. I took the less on in his first 5 rushing attempts. Will he have more or less than 18.5 yards? Bryce Young, will he have more or less than 7 completions? Things like that. It makes the beginning of the game truly an event, extra special, extra fun for your fantasy football weekend. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code FOOTBALLERS to get $50 in lineups after you play that first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
The Baltimore Ravens, 2-5, traveling to Miami. But we're not talking about that yet.
Thursday Night Breakdown.
Mike's giving me the button symbol, right? Like, you got to start your segment officially. And I thought I
thought the same thing
I thought that the button was you saying that I was going to almost upset this.
Yep.
Which I do kind of believe because, I know we do our picks here in the office. I took Miami in our little picks thing. It's a 7.5 point line, Baltimore on the road. The over-under is 51.5.
Juicy.
I mean, this is the highest.
It's gone up since I took the under.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
If you missed that story, listen to the end of yesterday's episode.
Yeah, Jason.
Things.
Do you just scrolling that up and smash buttons?
I was trying to be quick.
Are you a button
You
masher?
have no idea how quick I was. That news came out and I was on top of
it.
It was so quick that I didn't even get the right game.
The button mash better. That should be your Instagram. Baltimore heavy favorites on the road here against Miami. The offense is going to get Lamar Jackson back. We had the defense perform better last week. Lamar came out and said what we all know at 2-5. Every week's going to be a win or go home game. It's do or die every single week. It's the position that the that the rival Bengals were in last year with Joe Burrow and the slow start that they had.
And I really think if there's anything you can do, you don't have much time. The game is tomorrow, but if there's anything you can do to trade for Lamar, to trade for Derrick Henry, I think rest of season these guys will be – they're like the scariest people that I don't want to face rest of season. The number 1 easiest schedule for quarterbacks, number 7th easiest for running backs, 10th for wide receivers, number 1 schedule for tight ends. It is juicy. Their defense is not going to stop people, and they're going to win. They might win every game here on out.
It's all business, Jason. Did you see they got rid of the games?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Lamar said, "Get this stuff out of here."
What games? Like games in the locker room?
Yeah, like ping,
they're doing
ping pong, and I think there was maybe some arcade machines. It's all gone.
So he's hurt, but he gets rid of their games?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Well, look, I do think Miami could keep it close. They've been playing well. It is confusing because Miami has been a tremendously bad rushing defense. And then they go and shut down Bijan last week on the road.
I feel like Atlanta shut down Bijan.
I mean, the Kirk shut down. I mean, it was a mess. Both teams are tied for dead last in offensive plays per game, but the Ravens now have an implied point total the highest of the entire week. You play Lamar when he's healthy. You do that every week, just like you do with Devon Achane in this game, Derrick Henry in this game. Waddle, he's an every week start.
Absolutely. I mean, since Tyreek has gone down, he's the wide receiver 4, the wide receiver 17, the wide receiver 4, and he had 1 down game at wide receiver 87. But every wide receiver has down games. You're going to be involved. This defense isn't good. But even in tough matchups, I'm going to be starting Jalen Waddle.
Zay Flowers, I think he is wide receiver 2 category. He's going to be started with Lamar with this awesome over-under. Now, Jason, you made a comment before we started the show that you had picked up Mark Andrews to play in this matchup. I know that you have been playing this it's like a roulette game with 6 bullets in the 6 chambers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
that's
not a really good odds for you and the tight end.
That is exactly how it feels.
And does it feel like you have probably no optimism for this week?
No, I picked up Andrews. This is a good matchup for tight ends. Lamar is coming back. Touchdown opportunity is there. He will absolutely wreck me. That means this is an Isaiah Likely game. I have been saying this is where I'm going to be paying attention is Isaiah Likely. We have not yet seen one game where Lamar and Likely are together. This was to start the year. There's a lot of conversations like, who would you rather even roster going into the season, Andrews or Likely? Well, Likely got hurt, then Lamar got hurt. Now we're going to see like what they might have planned coming into the season. Now, obviously, I just put my chips on Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is, 60% snaps, has been really involved in the offense. Obviously, had a career high in touchdowns last year.
Do we need to try to talk him out of this?
Yeah. So you know his points, right?
Mark Andrews?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It's
tough, man.
He had the one game with 24 points. But
I don't care about anyone's points when Lamar Jackson wasn't playing. Like I could care less about.
That's fair.
We could talk about Zay Flowers and.
No, so you think this will be one.
I just think this is a game where I would take the over. I think a lot of points will be scored with Lamar Jackson back against the Miami defense, and so I want pieces of this game.
All right. Any other, have you been watching Ollie Gordon? Do you think he's going to become a player you care about at any point?
I don't think so.
I think he's a good player. He was the RB18 last week, is why I asked. He had 10 carries for 46 yards. He has the potential to get into the end zone like he did last week.
And a 20-yard touchdown reception. I think it was pretty fluky.
It was fluky. He's still not getting enough opportunity. I mean, he played 30% of the snaps. He is a good insurance option for Devon Achane. Devon Achane is an undersized back, and if he goes down, it'll just be Ollie Gordon there. So he's a fine backup, but no, I don't think he's not going to break out.
You want like Monangai, where I'm, in desperate times, you could put Monangai in as a flex. I don't think you can. Right. I wouldn't do that with Gordon.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious about that.
What about Malik? Did we talk him?
Malik.
Okay.
It's pretty risky.
I knew he was in the top 20, but it was 4 for 36. I mean, that's disappointing.
Yeah, I mean,
22 yards, 30 yards, 36 yards.
I did a film
thought
study
he would do
when after Tyreek went down, watched a bunch of Malik Washington. I was just so disappointed. He's very fast. He is. I said
he
this.
is very fast.
There will be big plays that he has this year. I just don't know that you can predict them. I mean, you could say, hey, this is the Ravens high over under. They're going to need to throw the ball a lot. Maybe this is the game where he has one, and that's fine. But that's all you're doing. You're just kind of like guessing that he might get a straight line speedy play. I don't think he's a very good wide receiver.
You're going to keep Jameson Williams or Alec Pierce on your roster?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on.
Review-asaurus Rex.
All right, we are getting into a mid-season review here.
We're at the midpoint, man.
I know.
We are cruising.
Yeah. Looking at the top players in each position after 8 weeks, what we think will change, what is surprising. It's super interesting. I mean, these lists are great to review. At the quarterback position, Mahomes is number one. He's tied right now for the second most fantasy points per game he's averaged in his career.
Unbelievable.
So Mahomes is 1. Lamar Jackson is 2. Obviously has missed time, but you had QB 3 and 5 for his missed games. Allen at 3. Jalen Hurts at 4, and then you get some new faces. I mean, it's Drake May at number 5. He is the only quarterback in NFL history with a completion percentage above 75% and 9+ yards per attempt. He did it again last week in an impressive fashion where you start this game, you're being slowed down by Cleveland, you're getting sacked by Myles Garrett, you commit a turnover, you commit a fumble, and then you just bounce back and dominate the rest of the ball game. He's been outstanding. I don't think any of us really have doubts about him rest of season.
No, at this point, he's shown enough. His schedule is also very good going forward. I know on the Falcons team in the League of Record, they have Drake May, and I was really worried.
You mean Josh's
team? No, I don't. That was not a misspeak.
I understand, but people don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, when you say the Falcons, they think the Falcons the team.
That's fair. I mean Matt Pingree,
there we go.
who we call the Falcon. Anyways, their team is one of the super teams in our League of Record. Very high odds to make it to the championship. And I thought that their weakness was Drake May. And now I look at that, that was, a month ago, like, oh, maybe he'll falter. He has been flawless. Like, not only is he great in the pocket, his downfield shots are so accurate, but he gets out, he runs the ball. I mean, there's no hole in his game right now.
If you want to know what it looks like on a season, because I think that's helpful sometimes when you look at how they're performing, he's on pace for 4,300 yards and 32 touchdowns while also running for 530 yards and 4 more touchdowns. So that's where he's at. It's been awesome. Daniel Jones, he's been a top 12 quarterback in 6 of 8 weeks.
Just embrace it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're scoring at the rate that they're scoring, it's so much upside, and they're getting healthier. You know what I mean? Like, they've had a lot of weeks where they were missing players. Josh Downs has been hurt. Alec Pierce got knocked out with a concussion. They have weapons to give you big plays, and then they have, Jonathan Taylor to play action to. It works well. Bo Nix is sitting at 7. It's been more
he's the
roller
weird,
coastery with him.
Yeah, he's the weird name of the list so far. He's the one where you're like,
Do I feel great locking him in rest of the season?
No, his play has been really erratic.
Last 2 weeks have been amazing.
Well, yeah, but even the last 2 weeks, like 2 weeks ago, he was the quarterback 1. But also he had 4 points going into the fourth quarter and looked like a trash quarterback. So,
yeah, but he can do it.
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, I love Bo Nix, the man, and coming into this season, I was pretty high on him in the quarterback rankings. But just the eye test, and it's so weird how he can play very well and then really poorly. Underthrow guys, throw it behind him, throw picks where he's not seeing the defenders.
He thinks he can do more on the move than he can.
That's what it feels like. That is exactly what it feels like. Like, he gets on the move and he thinks he's Superman and he's trying crazy stuff.
He just gets adrenaline going. There are quite a few quarterbacks I would take over Bo Nix, locked into my starting position
who
rest
are
of season.
Ranked after him?
That are ranked after him.
It's
Jaden Daniels is the first one. I'd much rather have Jaden. Daniels is at number 9 in points per game right now.
My one note for Bo Nix as we're going through the second half of the year, and I've mentioned Pat Bryant a couple times, but Pat Bryant is getting more integrated into the offense. He had a super boss touchdown catch.
Super Bowls.
So if he can truly step into a role as a 3, and now you're talking it's Cortland Sutton, the breakout of Troy Franklin, and the upside of Pat Bryant, that would make me feel a bit more comfy
for
those championship weeks.
They're so deep at the pass catcher position, in my opinion. You know, you have Mims that at any moment can give you a big play. You have Evan Ingram, who's been targeted 7 times. I mean, he's been targeted a lot. Their versatility, throwing the ball to R.J. Harvey, like it gives Knicks a really nice baseline that, you know, whether or not I mean, I would take Jaden Daniels over him certainly.
Yeah, that I would do that too. But how about Herbert?
I think those are neck and neck. Yeah, I would probably take Herbert over Bo Nix.
I would rather have Herbert over Nix.
I would probably take Dak over Nix. I would probably take Love rest of the season, my second half sleeper over Nix. I would probably take Baker Mayfield over Nix, although his schedule is a little rough.
So is Dak.
Yeah, they are.
The Dallas Cowboys passing schedule coming up, it's got a rough stretch. We highlighted it. Now it's at home for a few of those difficult matchups, but they're still tough.
No question. Yeah, and then rounding out the top 10, Herbert, Daniels, Stafford, and Dak tied. And outside of the top 10, Jordan Love is the next closest one at 18.7 per game. Then Baker, Caleb, Goff, and Rodgers.
The best one is Justin Fields, sitting at 16.5 points per game. He has never scored anywhere near that.
No.
It's like he's 5 or 30, so it's like 16.
That is the perfect average.
Yeah, it's like, of course he's 16 points per game. He will continue being 16 points per game.
Yeah, that's like a hit once, fail twice type of average, right? Because that's on the lower end. So 16 puts him at 18 at quarterback position. That's about a hit.
These so we got,
it's kind of an every other guy.
We got 4 hits, 3 misses.
As
what
far
was
as good
last
games.
week fantasy points?
20 point. Last week he was good. It was against the Bengals. So
20 points?
Yeah. So that certainly
that would
helped
put him, around 8.
But Fields and the Jets looked much better. They're going into the bye week, but then it's Cleveland.
I would say if there's any quarterback,
he's going to get destroyed.
There's any quarterback that hasn't done hardly anything this year that, for fantasy purposes, that I believe could have a strong second half, it would be Sam Darnold. Currently sitting at the quarterback 20. He's looked really good.
What about Kyler?
Kyler,
no,
I
thanks.
hate.
No, thank you.
He plays Dallas this week, so he should be started. And I think he'll have a good fantasy.
Would you start Kyler this week against Dallas or Bo Nix this week?
I would start Bo. I don't care.
Bo's against Houston on the road.
I would still start Bo.
I think that one's a tough one, actually.
It's tough for sure. I just hate Kyler. I don't want to watch it.
Right, but that's not the best analysis I've ever heard.
No.
Hatred-based.
No, yeah. That's sometimes
spite-based
it's emotional.
analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for the Cardinals.
I'm
31 out of 32, I'm good.
Okay. Runningbacks, top runningbacks on the year. I think you know who's number 1. Jonathan Taylor, who is putting up 25.5 fantasy points a game. Dating back to 2007, that is the second highest per game average. Compared to what was CMC 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Taylor, just because there's nothing more fun than this. He is on pace for 1,800 rushing yards, 26 rushing touchdowns, and another 4 through the air with 430 receiving yards.
He is carrying people.
Yeah, I mean there are in our chop league. There's somebody who's had piles of injuries, but they have Jonathan Taylor and they're alive. They're not chopped. He is the anti-curse. He is the anti-ring. He carries your team. It would be hard to say, hey, this guy can keep up 26 touchdown a year average. But it doesn't feel like he can. Like sometimes it feels like he should score more. You watch games he scores 30-plus fantasy points, and you're like, he should add more in that game.
Yeah, but genuinely, some of his best games, like this last week against Tennessee, he didn't play as much as he could have played because they, walloped him and they brought in the backups at the end of the game. He is 3 different times this year been the running back 1 on the week, and another 2 times been in the top 3. So dominant. This is every year. Every single year in fantasy, there is a player or 2 players that lap the field at their position.
Saquon last year.
Right, exactly. And Jamar Chase last year, he lapped the field at the wide receiver position. This year, it looks like it's going to be Johnny Taylor. 4 points ahead of second place in a points per game. It's just wild.
I'm going to put this to the test, though, with Mike right here. Christian McCaffrey is number 2 on this list. So, first of all, victory lap for Mike. 21.1 fantasy points per game, on pace for 455 opportunities. I don't know what happened last week to everybody on the 49ers, but like, I mean, you just said the lapping the field of Jonathan Taylor. He is scoring significantly more fantasy points per game than Christian McCaffrey on a significantly better offense. You're going for a title this year. Would you trade Christian McCaffrey to the Jonathan Taylor manager for Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, and we had our draft, our redraft a couple weeks ago. I took Taylor 1. And
yes.
Of course, my heart and I want to be like, yeah, I told you, Christian McCaffrey. But no, man, Jonathan Taylor, what the Colts have become, I think you could not, even the most diehard of Colts fan could not have predicted or projected
7-1 with this kind of scoring,
that the Colts would be one of the best offenses we've seen in modern NFL history.
The Colts were legitimately, you just look at the odds. This is not a subjective opinion. You look at the odds of coaches that could be fired. Shane Steichen was on that list because of how upside down the management of the team was last year.
Even this year, going into training camp, in the offseason, in the program, it's like, who's the quarterback? And it felt so silly. It's like, oh, it's going to be Anthony Richardson. Remember how much it went back and forth this offseason? During, like, preseason, it was like, oh, Anthony Richardson is in the lead. He's going to get the job. No, Daniel Jones is playing great at, it went back and forth, and it just seemed a mess until games started and Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones said, check this out.
Said that they made the right choice with Daniel Jones by a lot. And so CMC's number 2, Bijan's number 3, James Cook number 4, Josh Jacobs number 5, Jahmyr Gibbs 18.1 a game. That's great. I mean, he is less than a point away from being the 4th overall, and yet Gibbs feels a little bit like he isn't quite delivering on the draft selection spot.
Yeah, I mean, people were taking him as the running back 2 in some leagues. It is a little disappointing, and having Dan Campbell come out and say we want to get David Montgomery the ball more, it's tough. But he still has the complete nuclear option of he's doing this with David Montgomery there. Either one of those players ends up getting injured, missing time, then the other guy will be in that league winning category.
Yeah, when you look at who was drafted at the tippy top of the draft, he's probably okay. I mean, Bijan, it was Barkley, and it was Gibbs. Normally the 3 first ones off the board. Bijan sitting at 3 with 19.2, Gibbs at 6 with 18.1, and Saquon is sitting at 11 at 14.5. So Saquon was certainly the more damaging pick than Gibbs was. I was trying to go look at the opportunities. They said they wanted to get David Montgomery the ball more, and then they gave Gibbs the second most opportunities on the year. So maybe that's something you say to make David Montgomery feel better.
And you're just like, yeah, dude, you got him. We said we were going to give you the opportunities. You
got him, dude.
You got him, David.
Devon Achane sits at 7 at 17.2 fantasy points per game. He's averaging 20 opportunities a game. Last year it was 17. He has been
He's been awesome.
An amazing player for fantasy teams.
I mean, what, RB 17 at worst.
He has been great, man.
On a weekly basis.
He scares me. He really does. Like, when you are undersized and you get that much work, it's very difficult to just stay healthy. That's all. That's the only fear. I mean, he looks great. Is explosive. The offense is scoring points. But it's just like, that was the fear with Bucky. The fear with Bucky Irving is when you're like a 200-pound back and you are like a bell cow.
Bucky runs a little more injury prone than Achane does.
I would agree with that, but he's more of a between the tackle.
Tries to play really big, which he does.
Yeah,
it's very successfully for his size. But
it's like Devon Achane has started 32 consecutive games without injury.
Yeah, I'm just saying I would rather have
I'd take him
a world like Ollie Gordon. If Achane could be a really efficient guy getting 14, 15 touches a game, it feels like better than him being
for long term.
Yeah, exactly. 20 touches a game. Just stay healthy. I love Achane.
Javonte Williams is number 8 on the list.
Finally found a guy.
Yeah,
to the top 7. That's while the order is, a little bit mixed up. That's whatever. That happens every year. Javonte sneaking in here. Pretty incredible season. What a bounce back for him to be. I mean, he's averaging a rushing touchdown per game,
and he is
that's pretty good.
He is clearly their entire run.
Yeah. The Jane Blue concerns
77% of snaps, 72% of snaps, 80% of snaps, 77, 85, 72, and 69% of snaps. Like, that is incredible for a running back.
He's the Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, he really is.
Bucky Irving, don't forget about him.
Rico would have 10,000 yards on the Cowboys.
Javonte looks
per
good.
game.
Javonte
I know.
actually
I know.
good.
I'll
I don't
give you
think
this.
any of us believe that it's going away for
I'll
Javonte.
give you this, Mike. I think Rico would have as much production as Javonte if he was the starter.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. Bucky Irving is number 9. Don't forget about him. He hasn't played since week 4. He was averaging 15.6 a game. I say don't forget about him because I really hope we don't forget about him. I hope he comes back and he's healthy. They need him. Bad.
Yeah, the running game hasn't been the same, and honestly, Baker hasn't looked the same either.
Yeah, it's been, and I mean, 4 weeks seems like they probably gambled and lost on the IR thing.
Yeah, because they're supposed to get him back after the bye, hopefully.
Yeah, but they're in the bye week right now. I would think he'll be back week 10.
DeAndre Swift is number 10 on the list. He's on pace for 53 red zone rush attempts. His previous career high was 37. They keep going to him. They have worked Monangai in. You look at the snap counts for Monangai, I think it's 2 straight weeks above 50%. Maybe that let me double check if I can spell Monangai, which I can't.
It's no.
It was
45 and 46.
Okay, so
2
Ryder,
straight 45%.
Yeah, that's a lot of work compared to where he was at. So it's just working for them to rotate both guys in. Swift has been really efficient there. Barkley and Scattaboo. There was some encouraging. We should say this.
Yes.
Like the reports right now are that like the Giants and everybody reporting it are expecting him to be back for the offseason training program.
Yeah, 4 to 6 month recovery was what I just saw reported, which that's an awesome timeline. If that's what their expectation is, that gives you hope that, because we don't know the details of ligament damage and things.
We did get an update that there was
now.
Yeah, there was, and it was not just a dislocated ankle. There was
they did report on that, and it was a lot. And again, being back for the offseason program, it's a fibula fracture and a deltoid ligament rupture.
Yeah.
How can that be 4 to 6?
Well, because it's not, and that's what I wanted to caveat. It's 4 to 6, and they expect him back in the program. But medical experts that I trust, that I've been reading, they're saying it's more like a 10-month situation to be really back to a full degree. But being able to be back in camp and start working towards getting back to your old self, look, that's all you want. We need this guy in the game of football.
Yeah, we do.
We thought it'd be a head injury,
No, I knew it wouldn't be a head injury.
Yeah,
that was impossible.
That thing's titanium.
It's filled with cement.
How do you guys feel about Kyren Williams, who's sitting at number 13 overall, 14.3 fantasy points per game? It feels like, Kyren feels like you're driving by the luxury car dealership, and then he's like the Ford Taurus of the running back room.
It does feel like
reliable, always gets it done, but like he's not got the flashy features that make people go trade for him.
I think the issue is the highs have been high, but I mean, you not Kyren-like, at least the true breakout season. Week 2, week 4, and then week 7, it was 9 points or fewer.
He's only on pace for 4 touchdowns. He's only scored twice.
No, that's on the ground. He does have 3 receiving touchdowns.
Right, but I mean, on the ground, that's what you used to get.
And that's where it is more.
No 100-yard games.
It's more
rushing.
Troublesome for Kyren for the future. If they're, Devontae Adams. What was
that's
it?
What it is.
Three
Like
goal line
touchdowns for Devontae
just in
Adams.
one game.
The fact that is now a possibility, it's not Kyren's where is he right now? What did
He's
you
at
just
number
say?
13.
I think that's fine. Like that 13 to 10, like he'll still be solid, but
last year he had 8 rushing touchdowns by this time, and he has 2.
Yeah, the dream of top 5, I think, is not.
He's a very good back. The Rams look like a good offense, but I see him as an RB2. And if you look ahead, now that we're halfway through the season, and you say, okay, well, what's the playoff schedule? Does it open up for him, or does it not? It's not good. You've got the Detroit Lions, who are very difficult to run on. So if you're talking about will he get rushing touchdowns? That's difficult. You have on the road against Seattle, which has been a good rushing defense, and then on the road against Atlanta, which so far has been a mostly good rushing defense.
He is past his bye, so if you were to trade for him with a player who has not, I mean, you get yourself an extra game.
The next man up on the list, Amarian Hampton, in the games without Najee before he got hurt, RB6, RB5, and then got hurt and still ended up in the top 24 in week 5 and now is out for a prolonged period of time. It's so disappointing. This is a player that was going to majorly impact fantasy football, and it's just another one of these injuries that is, taking a good quality player off the field that we don't get to watch play. He was averaging 17.6 opportunities a game. Judkins comes in at 15 right now.
Say just the Kamani Vidal Sassoon. What were read me the Hampton opportunities?
17.6.
So Vidal in his 3 starts, whatever you want to call them, he's at 16.7 attempts. I'm sorry. So he's at 20 opportunities a game.
Their head coach came out and said he's playing like a number one running back
and averaging over 15 points a week in those 3 contests. I mean, and Tennessee is this week, man.
And I mean, and
then Pittsburgh.
When is Hampton even back?
Yeah, man. The Vidal pickup. If you got him, enjoy it.
Judkins at 15, and then just outside the top 15, if you want to ask the question, who could be a top 15 rest of season from this group? Henry, Jeanty,
yes.
Dowdle, ETN, Breece Hall. These are all guys outside the top 15 right now. The one that jumps out to me, obviously, I think, Jeanty would be one that I think I feel comfortable about.
He could.
Jeanty and Breece Hall are kind of the same to me in the fact that bad team, bad offense, don't want to watch them, but they're going to get a ton of work, and it's going to work out a lot of the time.
They're talented players.
Yeah, and Jeanty catching a lot of passes.
I would agree. Those 2 names are fine. I said it in the Thursday night breakdown. I think Derrick Henry is a monster rest of season.
Sure.
Personally.
It's about to start snowing.
Yeah, there was snow in Vermont this last week, and
weird.
Yeah,
weird.
And then Derrick Henry was good. Go figure. Other names, I'm curious. The trade deadline's coming up, and that could change the landscape for a couple of running backs. I don't know if Breece Hall, Tony Pollard. If a team makes a move to go get a guy, that'll be interesting rest of the season.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll talk wide receivers and tight ends. Foot Clan, we want you to meet Claude, the AI designed to be your thinking partner, Pop and Josh. When you're making fantasy decisions, Claude helps you work through the complexity behind your choices, like weighing a rookie's upside against a veteran's floor or analyzing how weather patterns might affect your quarterback choice. Claude goes beyond easy answers. It's the AI for minds that don't stop at good enough. It thinks with you, not for you. Try Claude for free at claude.ai/fantasyfootballers and see why the world's best problem solvers choose Claude as their thinking partner.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends at Starbucks. And listen to this, new Starbucks protein lattes. They have protein-boosted milk to give you a jump start on your day and on your weekly matchup. With 27 to 36 grams of protein per grande protein latte, Starbucks is about to be your go-to stop for protein. For a combo of rich espresso with sweet vanilla, add the vanilla protein latte, hot or iced, to your routine. It's a high-protein version of the vanilla latte you already love. In addition to giving your latte a lift, you can also easily swap out the milk in your other favorite Starbucks beverages with protein-boosted milk. Starbucks helps take your protein routine to the next level. We all know that consistency is key in fantasy football, and consistency is key when you're trying to get that protein, and we're all trying to find different ways, different delicious ways to get enough protein in our bodies, and that's why the Starbucks protein lattes are great. I've had one. I went with the sugar-free one. It was delicious, and I knew that I'm hitting those macros, man. I'm getting enough protein. Try the new lineup of high-protein beverages at Starbucks or add protein to your favorite drink.
All right, we're continuing our midseason review. Let's go ahead and blitz the wide receivers here. Tied for number 1 in points per game, Puka Nacua and Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Oh, man.
Jackson Smith-Njigba and Nacua at 18.6. JSN has been unbelievable. We knew Puka was great.
Mm-hmm.
He's been hurt. Should be back soon. JSN, though, averaging 117 receiving yards a game. 11-plus fantasy points in all 7 games played. Machine-like.
Yeah, his target share is otherworldly. If you have a 30% target share, you're pretty much locked as a wide receiver 1. It's very difficult to not finish as a wide receiver 1 if you can be one of the elites at a 30% target share. He's at 38%. I mean, when they throw the ball, it runs through JSN, and the question that people might have had this time last year is like, is he good enough?
Yep.
The answer is yeah.
You can't cover him.
No.
Amon-Ra St. Brown comes in at number 3. Ho-hum. He just gets it done. He's on pace for 148 targets, 121 receptions, 1,317.
I don't know. I don't know who I would like. I might prefer Amon-Ra of all fantasy wide receivers. Genuinely, like Jamar Chase will be way bigger games, but more volatility. He'll have some down games too. Puka gets injured. To me, Amon-Ra is like the most consistent. Every single week, it's just like plugged in, and my confidence level in him just having a great game every week, I think he might be the highest of all wide receivers for me.
Chase comes in at 4. The targets have been out of control with Flacco. It was really bad with Jake Browning.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're talking unusable territory. 6 fantasy points, 4 fantasy points, and then boom, 26, 20, 30,
Flacco.
15. And we talked about the insane target pace with Flacco. I mean, he'd be on pace for 357 targets the last 2 games. George Pickens comes in at number 5, 15.8 fantasy points per game. Certainly he took advantage of the opportunity when CeeDee Lamb went out. The last 2 games, he settled more into probably, like this is one player that if you say, hey, who's going to drop out of the top 10, it would easily be the Pickens pick for me, because while he'll be good, he won't be great. I mean, last 2 weeks, wide receiver 27, wide receiver 23, that's about, the 20 range is about where I'd have him.
Yeah, those are great. His yardage has been fantastic, even with CeeDee Lamb back. 82 yards, 70 yards. Those are good numbers. But when he was the wide receiver 1, when he was the wide receiver 2 on the week, those were CeeDee Lamb-less games.
CeeDee Lamb-less. Garrett Wilson at 6. Devontae Adams at 7, really
That's how
close.
good Garrett is. He's dealing with that bull crap.
It's like running routes with a chain around, or a big old.
He's got like a weighted vest on.
I was thinking around the ankle. He had like a cement block
Yes.
of the team dragging him down, but he gets it done. Hopefully back soon as well. Tied for 8th, we have 3 names: Addison, Egbuka, and Odunze.
The Addison one sneaking in there.
Yeah, I mean, we brought this up last week a little bit, and he
has more points per game than Justin Jefferson, his teammate, also the best wide receiver in football.
Yeah, he does.
Jordan Addison?
Yeah, 13.3.
No, the best wide receiver in football.
Oh. Pittman's at number 11, Metcalf at 12, Drake London at 13, Jefferson at 14, and CeeDee Lamb at 15 in points per game.
That's not fair.
Because of his...
Yeah, you're averaging a goose in there when he got injured in the beginning of a game. I'm going to see how many he really is averaging per game.
You want Lamb to have his respect.
I'm guessing it'll be about 15, 16.
Which would put him right at 4-5 range. So you let me know, Jay.
It is 15.2.
Okay, that would put him at number 6.
Not good enough.
Just ahead of Garrett Wilson. I mean, I think... Metcalf, I think he's been a wild story because he feels not great, but still being a wide receiver 1 at this juncture. He's had 3 of the last 4 weeks he's finished inside the top 12, so maybe we don't complain. Maybe we just accept the touchdowns that are coming our way.
As long as those keep coming.
How do you feel about Jefferson?
Do
you feel like
optimistic?
The schedule's great.
Yes.
Which is great for Addison, too.
And I'm a J.J. McCarthy apologist. We talked about him, I think, on the Dynasty show, but of just you haven't seen anything from J.J. McCarthy.
The vibes are weird, though, aren't they?
The vibes
are weird in the fact that, like, you're right, and I don't know why the team and, like, all the vibes aren't around that.
He played week 1. 3 quarters were a disaster. It was his first start ever, and it's the opening weekend. And then his 4th quarter is great. He brings the team back against the Bears. Week 2, he gets hurt in the third quarter, and he's playing on a bum ankle for.
That's all we've seen.
And that's it. That's all we've seen of J.J. McCarthy. So there's not either. I mean, if you like McCarthy, you're like, hey, he's played 1.5 healthy games in the NFL. If you didn't like McCarthy, like, look how bad that was. So I think we're still very much in limbo. I'm hopeful, just based off of Kevin O'Connell's past of being able to maximize these quarterbacks.
Yeah, I would still rather have Justin Jefferson, even though he's the wide receiver 14 right now. I'd have him over most of the guys ahead of him.
Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, I would rather have him.
Devontae Adams?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot
George Pickens, all those guys that are ahead of him. I would still take Justin Jefferson.
So you've got him at like
probably like 4 or
5,
5.
6.
Yeah,
CeeDee Lamb or him?
CeeDee.
Yeah, I would take CeeDee too.
All right. Well, who's the most likely to jump into the top 15 rest of the season from the group of, I'm looking at these names. I don't really think any of them are in there, but maybe Devontae Smith.
To drop?
No, to jump in.
To jump.
Devontae Smith is sitting at 20 right now. There's a
put,
lot of rumors
Waddle.
around A.J. Brown being shopped.
I would put Tataroa McMillan there.
Who's at 33?
Yeah, he's low, but this is a very talented guy who's had so many great flashes.
I feel like you are the biggest Tet McMillan fan in the world because you bring him up constantly as like how you view him a lot higher than what he's doing so far.
I view him much higher than what he's done, and I think at the end of the season he will be coming through. I've seen enough on film to know he can get it done. We have history of even Bryce Young getting it done with Adam Thielen. It's a rookie. He's figuring it out on a mediocre offense, and you expect the second half of the year to be better than the first.
Also, Rashee Rice.
Yes.
I'll take him.
What is he?
Do you want Jefferson or Rice?
I would take Rice. I don't. I mean, there's not
I'll
many.
blame you.
There's not many people. I mean, he's not in this list because only 2 games played. But Rashee Rice right now
that trade, Mike.
Is
go offer that to
Jefferson for Rice?
You won't do it. See, Deucer's Alley.
I don't think they would do it.
They would not trade Rice for Jefferson.
No, because you have Patrick Mahomes, who's balling out.
Rashee Rice is a great name to bring up. He's averaging 20.4 in his only 2 games. Super small sample. But as a reminder, number 1 when we talked about wide receivers was Puka and JSN tied at 18.6. So, I mean, Rashee Rice is currently the number 1 in points per game.
And then you would. So what's he average? You said
20.2. Is that what I said?
And then if you tack that on the first 3 weeks of last year, he was averaging 17.6. So that's a 5-game run of just being not good, being elite.
Tight ends. Tucker Kraft's at number 1. Trey McBride at number 2. Dallas Goedert at number 3, on pace for 16 spectacular rushing or receiving touchdowns. Jake Ferguson sitting at 4. Tyler Warren at 5. From that group, if we are redoing this at the end of the season, it's like Kraft could easily be there. McBride could easily be there. Warren could easily be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have my doubts that Goddard and Ferguson would be there.
That's
for
fine.
sure.
I was on the opposite side. I believe Kelsey's going to have a pretty significant second half. Compared to Jason's view of Kelsey, I still like Kelsey a lot. He's at 6 right now. Gadsden's at 7 with the points per game.
But over the last 3 games, when he's really been utilized and the snaps have been there, he's averaging 16.8, which would be 2.8 higher than number 1.
If you have to rate your belief in Gadsden rest of season, 100 is full maximum belief, 0 is I don't believe.
Yeah.
What number
I got my number.
are you at with Gadsden for the rest of the season?
I'm at 77.
75.
Ooh, we're very close. This is we didn't talk about it in the wide receivers, but it's comical to me that wide receiver 17, wide receiver 18, and wide receiver 25, all in that exact same range as Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, and Ladd McConkey. So you are going to have
Ladd could jump up too.
You're going to have bad games from Gadsden, but he is established it. He's very good.
He's very good.
So is Ladd.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Greatston?
All those guys
We'll
are
don't push it.
talented wide receivers on a good offense. You just can't have all 4 be consistent.
Darren Waller is at number 8. Kincaid at 9. Laporta 10. Tied with Pitts there at 8.6. I looked at the Pitts game log the other day, and I'm just like, Yeah, all right. You know what I mean? Like he's a player that if you started, he's not really murdering you, but he's never giving you anything special.
Yeah.
Outside that group, Brock Bowers is the obvious name that's going to be there. I think Fannin could definitely be there. Both those guys should probably pass a handful of the other names we mentioned.
Yeah, and I'm also curious what happens with the Ravens tight end between Likely and Mark Andrews and whether they can become relevant when Lamar Jackson is playing.
I agree. Let's talk some mailbag.
Mailbag. Yeah. Presented by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV.
All right. If you have a question for the show, you can go to the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Click that Submit a Question button. Or dial our voicemail hotline, 302-464-TFFB. Our first question here today comes from Randy. It says, I've been offered a trade to give up Jamar Chase, and I get JSN. JSN has already had his bye week, and Chase is about to have his bye. Should I take this trade in week 9? Now, I'm going to bring something up.
Man.
There was a point in the season where Jamar Chase had Jake Browning as his quarterback, and he had put up 2 or 3 horrific games. And the idea of trading him for Cuge was brought up on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, Cuge was the wide receiver 3, I think. And it was like...
Before he got hurt.
And we didn't see a path for Chase to become good for the rest of the season with Browning. And so we were thinking Cuge was probably a good decision at the time. You look at this situation, Jason's on top of the world. Jamar Chase has Joe Flacco. But I still look at it and say, hey, Jamar Chase has more volatility, and I have some fear that if Flacco's hurt,
the odds of
becomes nothing.
The odds of Flacco finishing the season with the current injury to the shoulder, like you said, Andy, like he gets tackled, really hard. He's going to at some point in time. Is he getting through the next, 8 weeks without re-aggravating that injury and having Browning
time? My age.
I'd be really surprised. So
what is your answer?
I mean, this is JSN for me. The bye weeks, if both of them had the same bye week, I would rather take JSN over Jamar Chase.
We're going into week 9?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So we're going into week 9. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then playoffs, right? So when you're after the bye,
6 more games
so
before the
there's
playoffs.
6 games of JSN you get, and you get 5 of Chase.
Mm-hmm.
And then so to me, it's JSN as well.
But
it doesn't mean it's an easy call.
Yeah, it's not an easy call. It's JSN for me too. It's everything is Flacco. Like if Joe Flacco, let's say he's good this weekend, and then he manages to not get hurt. If Flacco is there, Jamar Chase is better than JSN. I think points per game, but your risk factor is much higher of something happening to Joe Flacco than Sam Darnold.
Would you trade? This is a question from I don't know what platform it is.
It's from Log.
Is that Logan?
No,
or is it Log?
That's Log.
He's better
in
North Kakalaki.
It's better than
bad. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, this
rolls
is from,
down
this is from
stairs and over the chairs.
This is from the website. Would you trade away
also your neighbor's dog
Emeka Egbuka for Ashton Jeanty?
I mean, I think it is I think it's a fair value.
Mike said no.
No, I would not.
Sure. Yeah, it's got to be in a vacuum. This is whenever you're talking about a running back for a wide receiver.
Please don't question Mike again.
Obviously, this is a depth and a need situation. I do think that it's fair.
That's the question.
Yeah, fair is fine.
When trades like this happen, it's you have a lot of depth at running back and you don't have it at wide receiver or vice versa. So
yeah, I could easily see myself being a team that trades away Emeka Egbuka for Ashton Jeanty. I could easily see myself being a team that trades Ashton Jeanty away for Emeka Egbuka. This is just needs based.
Emeka Egbuka.
Thank you. Do you think that there are people that trade? I think there are people that trade to get the better end of the deal, and there are people that trade and just want to make sure that they don't get taken.
Yeah.
And sometimes the questions we get so many trade questions, and a lot of the times you just want validation that is fair, that I'm not getting taken advantage of, or that I'm not getting the raw end of because maybe you really want Ashton Jeanty.
Well,
this trade's fair if you really want Ashton Jeanty.
Our trade tool will help you. It is in development, getting closer and closer by the minute. So if you are part of the Foot Clan at footclan.com, then that tool will be able to answer those questions for you, from us, without us.
Isaac in Miami. Who would you rather have rest of the season, Chase Brown or DeAndre Swift?
Ooh.
My first reaction is Swift.
That was my first. I
think that is
fearful. Like I agree with Mike that I would want Joe Flacco. The Joe Flacco looks great, and this Bengals offense, with their weapons, they can be great with Joe Flacco, but it does feel like a house of cards. It feels very fragile because we are relying on an older guy to sustain a football season while he's currently injured and has no offensive line.
In a tough division against tough divisional opponents. I see them very similarly in the fact that, like, P. Ryan's getting snaps for Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
You have Monangai getting snaps for Chicago. You have an offense that we believe in with Flacco. We have seen a lot of good stuff with Swift.
In 3
Chicago.
games, the 3 Joe Flacco games, Chase Brown is averaging 14.3 fantasy points. And we got almost 14 opportunities a game. And I think most importantly, where's the yards per carry? Yards per attempt is at 7.
Well,
you can. It's crazy. Like, you can't always go box score hunt and see things easily. You can see where Joe Flacco joined the team.
After the bye week, which you guys have said maybe they figured out what to do with Swift, he's averaging 19.6 fantasy points a game.
I think the answer is
6.7 an attempt.
Mm-hmm.
I think the answer
it's
is
wild.
Swift.
Crazy. Yeah, I think they're very similar, but I again, risk aversion a little bit, which is a crazy thing to say with DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tim in Sacramento says, hey, guys, give me the argument to convince my league mates to change our IR rules. Currently, a player has to officially be on the IR to be able to be placed on the fantasy IR. Their argument is if it's not a team's IR, then he can't be on yours. My argument is currently that is dumb.
It's strong. It's a good starting point.
To say that's dumb?
Mm-hmm. Because it is.
I mean, if the purpose of an IR spot, let's start there, is to give a roster the flexibility, if your league desires, to manage injury. And if you have to cut players or not have enough players on your bench, it's a choice, right? You can make that choice in your league. I think we all find that to be not as fun, not as enjoyable. If a player goes to out or soon doubtful or out, we think you should be able to go stash them in that spot. If they become active in that spot, you are locked out of doing anything on your roster until you fix your roster and make it right. So,
well, and that's
self-regulating.
That's the crux, is that it has to still be a platform-based automation. So, like, I know on Sleeper you can check the box that says doubtful players can be allowed in IR. You can't just be like, because even if you've turned that feature on, you can't see a report that says I don't think this player's playing this week, but he's not even moved to doubtful and be like, I should be able to put him there. It can't just be anytime you want. But yes, we tried in our league of record, we tried to push that through mid-season. We don't really do that very often. It's got to the point where, if they're doubtful, they almost never play, and the entire purpose of the IR is to give yourself that freedom when you lose a player, and you've lost them.
Yeah, that's the thing is, Injuries in fantasy football are it's the worst. It's the worst. And it will happen to every single person who plays fantasy football. You will have someone that you love and someone that you're counting on get hurt. And if a bench is like 5 players, to me it's like a double punishment. Like, you don't get that guy, and now you're hamstrung of what are you going to do? Well, you only have 4 bench spots now because you can't move that player to IR. So to me, it's just about trying to alleviate injuries the most that we can.
Yeah, they already suck so bad.
And
having
having grace for each other as fantasy football players. I'm not like, oh man, did you see Andy got his guys hurt? That sucks to be you.
Yeah,
like, we know it sucks.
It already sucks. Yeah,
don't double punish people.
Ryan in North Carolina, is it fair to accept the trade after a player in the trade gets injured?
Is it
No.
fair? It's disgusting.
You cannot do that. Not unless obviously if both sides. It's fine to trade an injured player, like away or trade for them. That's fine, but it is absolutely not okay if a trade offer was made and then a player gets injured and it was just sitting there. and then you accept it. Oh, no. I had that situation in our listener league. I had an offer where Jaden Daniels and Rushy Rice for Josh Allen, and it was sitting there. I hadn't accepted it or declined it, and Jaden Daniels got injured. I would never have been like, "Ha, gotcha, sucker." That's pure Bush League.
Yep, can't do it. All right.
Also, that is a PSA. Avoid this.
Don't let them hang.
Do not let trade offers be sitting for players who are actively playing.
Yeah, pull them down on Sunday.
We get tweets on this all the time of hey, this just got accepted and this guy got hurt. And it's like, because you didn't prevent it, you have created a terrible problem where someone's going to feel like they got hosed.
Yep. No, it's completely true. All right, that was today's mailbag. Watch every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Visit youtube.com/fantasyfootballers. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games. Base plan required. Excludes digital-only games. Commercial use excluded. No refunds. That'll do it for today's episode of the podcast. Thank you for following the show, supporting the show, leaving those wonderful reviews. I forgot to mention it at the top. We are giving away a signed James Cook jersey right now. A bit of a listener appreciation giveaway. You can go over to footclangiveaway.com, enter for free, and we'll give away a signed James Cook jersey coming fresh off of his 216-yard performance. And tomorrow we'll get into starts of the week, more matchups, Halloween show on Friday, and the Wheel of Shame, which is awesome. I love the Wheel of Shame. It's so fun. We'll catch you then. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the day.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Join our fantasy football community on jointhefoot.com and follow us on Twitter @TheFFBallers.